Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So in today's AFK journey video, we're going to run through the latest Primal Lord to be released, that is Crystal Beetle. So this boss has just been released, and in today's video, I'm going to briefly run through the skill of the boss and then just craft up some teams to showcase to you guys what are my day one best teams. Probably do a few more experimentation in the next few days before I reach a more comprehensive guide, right, in terms of what's the best team, why the best team works, as well as why you use different units. So without further ado, let's take a look at my district ranking. So right now we have somebody at 27 billion. Okay, so 25, 24. So based on my personal ranking or my power level, I should be around like 23 million, 22, 23, 23 bill, right? So let's take a look at the boss's skill first. So boss's skill is ultimate, flies into the sky, becomes invincible while dealing a magic projectile. Okay, so a little bit like Skalita, gains a boost which increases dodge. Okay, so this one is a defensive skill of the boss. The boss is a mage magical damage dealer with 3 range. Okay. Summons a spike that extends forward, knocking enemies with low HP. Wait, no, extends forward dealing damage. If enemies lose HP from this damage, they'll also be knocked into the air. Okay. Oh, this is why they recommended shielders. Okay. Create magic domain, increases haste of allies and enemies within the mist by 60 and their magic damage by 100%. All allies also recover 50 energy per second. Okay. So here, the game actually recommends magic damage dealer and then shield providers. Okay. But I actually know of a few comms which people recommended. So number one, there's a few pointers, right? I actually saw from other different discords, different places, other players recommendation on analytical and like other places. So I think Corin seems like a must in terms of being the damage dealer, because I think he hits pretty hard and he fulfills the shielding criteria. So the shielding criteria is obviously for the third skill. So Coco's also for the shielding. Okay, so they recommend Iron over here. But I don't think Iron's really good, because apparently, okay, so apparently from my understanding, at least because I just came into the game, right, from my understanding, this skill is either misworded or bugged, because apparently OD does less damage than Corin. So that is from the testing of other players. And they say that OD's not hitting as hard as he's supposed to be. So there could be a bug on day one, or there could be a miswording on day one. So this is day one of recording. This is my day one best team. So in the future, if there's other changes to the mechanics of the boss throughout this whole period, then I'll release more videos for that. Okay, so just take this video as like a first day team testing thing, and then me just showcasing the best team. Okay, so I have a team setup which my friend actually sent me, but I'll probably need to respec my units a little bit. So we have this one. Okay, so we go into the Crystal Beetle. Okay, so for this one, right, based on the team recommendation from other people, this seems like the team for you. So Fiestro on the front line as the tank, as well as the buffer for your carry, and then we have Skalita. Okay, so Skalita obviously for the shield, Torrent to protect Corin as the main carry, and then Coco for additional shielding and support. Okay, so why Fiestro? Because Fiestro has damage reduction, Fiestro has energy regen on one of the units so that they're able to spam their stuff more easily. And then you're going to equip yourself with the Evocation Spell. So the idea of this team, based on my understanding, is it provides a lot of shielding for your team, a lot of sustain. So the boss's third skill, right, the Summon Spike, if the enemy lose HP from this damage, they are also knocked into the air and stunned. So the purpose of having a lot of shielders is so that it takes damage for you while not losing HP. So the shield part of your units will take damage. So this is a full sustain team recommended. So we'll give it a go, right, to see whether or not this is the best team. Okay, so without further ado, let's start the very first boss run. Let's go. I'll go at one time, so I want to see the mechanics of the boss. Okay, so the Beetle flies in. No damage yet. Okay. So everybody starts hitting. So Coco gets the ultimate off. There's quite a bit of shielding to protect the unit. Okay, so this is the third skill, I think, right? The stun, I guess. Cause some of my units didn't get stunned into the air, while others did. Okay. So is this the miss? Where's the miss? Okay, so that's the ultimate where it flies up into the air. Okay. I can't really tell which one is the second or the third skill. Gotta revise the skill kit for a little bit. Yeah, give me a moment. Yeah, seems like this boss doesn't hit really hard. At least based on this very first round of testing. Okay, so that's the ultimate. So the ultimate doesn't hit that hard, right? Okay. So Fresto is on the front line with all the debuffs on the bosses. Oh wow. Oh, Freso just melted that. Wow. Okay. So I think the boss's attack scales with the HP, right? So the more damage you do to the boss, the more damage you hit the boss with, the more attack the boss gains. So the boss's attack hit starts to hit really hard after a little bit, right? So just now at the start it's not hitting that hard, but now it's hitting super duper hard. So we did 24 build, which is pretty close to my personal expectation. Okay, let's look at the damage distribution. So Fresto did quite a bit of damage. Coco didn't do so much. Scarlita is okay. Corin's the carrier of the team for sure. So the reason, okay, so if we take a look at this distribution, Tor actually hits pretty hard because it's 4 build worth of damage. So this is probably from soaking up damage for Corin. Would it be better if I link Torrent to Coco instead? Because Coco seems to be more frail by my team standards. Then Corin with damage reduction could work there. Okay, so that is the Crystal Beetle first run. 27 boxes. Okay, 200k bolts. Let's run through the skill again. Right, second skill is, oh yeah, significant boost. So the spike is the only real damaging thing together with the ultimate as well as the normal attack. So I think, right, from the looks of it, this skill is indeed bugged. Like, I'm not sure whether or not it's a wording issue or whether or not it's instead of true damage instead of magical damage, it should be true damage. Because I was looking at some replays as I was clearing these runs, and like all this damage is so much lower than Corin's, which shouldn't be the case because this miss is supposed to effectively increase his damage output. So that's very funny. But okay, anyway, so that is probably the team setup, I guess, because that team was able to survive the full cycle. The other team setup which I think might work is Lucius, right? Using Lucius as the shielder. But the thing is, I don't think shielding is very much necessary because Torrent will be more important in damage. Okay, I'll tell you what, guys, let's just give it a try because I do have my Lucius at a pretty decent rank. So right here, I'm a little bit essence stuck, so I'm not gonna level my unit. Okay, for the For the Lucius side, let me check my Lucius stats. Okay, so let's just try Lucius. Okay, so EX5, I think should be okay because I'm only using him as a tank. So here, my charm's a little bit weak, but it should be fine. In the name of science, we're just gonna do one more run without Torrent, okay? So usually, right, like people won't trial and error because it affects their account damage. Okay, so I will do one where I use Coco Link to Torrent, okay? And then I'll do one more with Lucius being the tank of choice or the second tank of choice, okay? So let's start. Wait, let me think. Is Evocation Spell the better one? Could QuickBlade Spell be a little bit better? I mean, true damage, physical damage. Okay, I just have another report shared. I think Lucius is okay. Lucius helps to keep your team very strong, but at the same time, Lucius shielding doesn't provide much DPS, so this should probably be still the best setup. Okay, tell you what, we'll do the exact same team and then we use QuickBlade Spell to see whether or not Evocation is indeed the best, or having more defensive stats, more attack crit is better. Okay, so let's start. So I think the idea of this team is really straightforward because you have a lot of stats from the Hypogean factions, even though you have like units from 3 different factions in Coco, Torrent, as well as Corin. So you have like 3 factions here, and if you don't have the Hypogean units, your factional bonus will be a little bit weaker. But with Scalita as well as Fresto in your team, you get like the additional 2% attack and HP. So if you don't have Fresto, then you can definitely use Lucius, right? So that's where Lucius will come in, and then Scalita will still be able to link your team. So I think Fresto's role in the team is to tank up on the front line while debuffing the enemy and then providing some sort of defensive buff for your team. So if you don't have Fresto invested, then you can use Lucius. So if you don't have Lucius invested, then you can use Smokey. Actually, I was thinking like, why are we not using Smokey? Can Smokey be a better unit? Can Smokey be like the better carry of choice? Now that I think about it, right? Why no Smokey? Interesting. Okay, so I tell you what, for the third run, I'll do it with this exact team setup, but instead of Scalita, I will be using Smokey. Yeah, I don't think we can replace Coco because Coco's survival skill is so powerful. Can we replace Fresto? Torrent's damage output is also really high. So here I'm thinking like, okay, which artifact is better? So now we are testing QuickBlade Spell, right? Later on, right, we will test Smokey. So this is the exact team setup, exact same team positioning. Scalita does provide the shield as well as the factional bonus. Okay, so here we are still doing 24 build damage. So I think in terms of the artifact, we are pretty close. We are pretty close. But why is nobody using Smokey? Questionable. Okay, I tell you what, the last battle we will do it with Smokey. But I gotta think of the positioning for Smokey then. Scalita doesn't seem that important. So what I will do is I'll give Torrent the levels. Okay, I'll level up my units. So we got quite a bit of EXP from the boss itself. So let's just level my unit to 470. Oh no, I don't have enough. So let's do this, and then we will give Fresto. I don't think Fresto needs the levels. I guess I'll try with Smokey. Okay, so since Smokey is such a powerful unit in bossing, so let's try Smokey. Can't believe nobody's using Smokey though. Yeah, because I have seen quite a few teams sharing, but I don't know whether or not it's because nobody tried it, or is it because like they just assume that, you know, the teams that are built around the current units recommended is the way to go. But I feel that if I do this right, Torrent's Fresto will be quite important. I think Scalita is the one to be removed. And then for energy regen, I'll give damage reduction to Corinne, and then I'll give energy regen to Coco because I want Coco to spam his ultimate. And then for Smokey, I will put it here. Is there a better position for Smokey, or is Freyasto a burden for the team? Okay, we give this a try. For this one, I think I'll use Evocation Spell. Yeah, because I think I want a haste buff. So without further ado, let's see this last team that I'm testing, whether or not it's the best team setup. Let's go. Okay, so we are all within Smokey's AoE. Pretty nice. Okay, so the buff, the heals are kicking in. Okay, so the spike will go through if you are not shielded. So therefore, you definitely need a shielder. Yeah, so Smokey wasn't shielded and he got debuffed a little bit. Then he will get disabled, unfortunately. Okay, I think maybe that's the issue. Right, that could be the issue why people are not running Smokey. Because he get debuffed and then he can't do stuff. Okay, so the ultimate is true and then he starts burning through the bosses. Okay, so I think that's the main problem with Smokey, because he gets disabled. Maybe the positioning got to change a little bit, because I think the spike seems to just target the front position, unfortunately. Oh wait, I'm not flying up because I was shielded. Okay, so I think you're quite reliant on the shielding to protect yourself with Smokey. Okay, pretty nice. Oh wait, looks like our damage is so much higher here, guys. Yeah, our damage is so much higher. Okay, so right here, Smokey goes through. So I would say I'm lacking a bit in terms of the shielding, right? But my sustain and my damage output is quite high right here. Yeah, okay. So I have the shield from Smokey. So Evocation Spell also helps with the additional shield at times. Okay, looks like my damage is a little bit higher. So maybe the way of Smokey, I mean, I guess, right, Smokey is the way to go to sort of like do better in terms of damage output, because I think Smokey is just such an irreplaceable bossing unit in terms of his haste buff as well as his damage output, right, with the EX weapon. So this is probably the better team. Yeah. Okay, so this is the better team setup. As you guys can see, my rank actually rose up and I got like about 1 bill more damage. So if we take a look at this damage distribution, I think, yeah, this is probably the better setup. Because Scarlita, even though she does provide a good factional bonus, but I feel that once she comes down, when she stops shielding, she loses a little bit of her effectiveness. So this is my day 1 best Crystal Beetle team. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.